Hi, I'm Debbie Gerber from Scatter Travel. Join me today for a tour of the canals in Amsterdam. If you go to Holland, one of the must-dos is to go on a canal cruise. The canals are an integral part of Holland. A lot of the things are built right along the canals. The one thing you do have to do is choose a canal cruise company to go with. There are many, and they each have maps, and they tell about where they go. We chose the Holland International 100 Highlights cruise that took us around the canals, took us in the bigger and in the smaller ones. And it was just an amazing thing to go see all of the different things that you can see along the canals. You'll see everything from the architecture to how the people live.
Again, in Amsterdam, we are at the Canal Cruises. This is called the 100 Highlights Canal Cruise. It's going to take us around and show us the highlights of Amsterdam by water. Water is a fun way to go. It's a good way to see the city and the way that you should at least give a try since water is all around you in Holland. This is again, the Holland International Cruise Line that we're taking, the 100 Highlights Cruise. There are also the boats that go around that are the water taxis and take you on the waterways. There's the hop on, hop off, but they don't give you an actual audio tour.
Riding on the canal boats allows you to really get a feel for Holland and what it's really like. One of the really fun things we passed was the bikes at the train station. There were like 3 tiers of them. There must have been thousands of bikes parked there. The different boats were very interesting, and a lot of them are houseboats that people live on. Other ones are just sitting along the canal. Some look like they're used all the time, and others look like they've been there a long time without being used. Either way, it's really interesting. Even look at this. Here's a bike that's fallen off the edge of the side of the canal wall. That was kind of funny. We had a good laugh over that. You see a lot of things like that. Wonder how many people lose their bikes in the canal. As you go along, you can see how close the cars park to the edge of the canal. And there's, of course, the wildlife, the little ducks and animals. The architecture is beautiful and very unique to Holland. It's built right along the canal. There's barely room for one car to go down the road and the other ones to park by it. And then you've got the boats that have sunk, and then you've got the ones that people live on. So it's very varied and very fun. Some of them are immaculate, even with little decks and flower gardens. And there's just so many things to see on the canal tour. Most of the canal tours give you a guided tour. It's usually a tape tour. If you get in a really noisy one, it's hard to hear. There's boats parked next to boats, 3 deep on the larger canals. As we went along, it was interesting, the change in the architecture and what you saw in that area. We passed other canal boat companies, like I said, going along. There was even people doing paddle boats and doing their own little tour along the canal. There was one called the Two Sisters building. There was Anne Frank's house that we went by. There was people sitting in their apartments, and they were trying to get us to take their pictures, so we did, and they waved. They were people watching. The canals are just like roads. They function just like roads, with boats going up and down all day, passing each other. They can go right underneath the bridges. The bridges are built for that. We passed one canal company called Lovers. That kind of fits my theme, but it didn't go where I wanted to that day. So, like I said, there's a variety of canal boat companies. There are places, especially by the canal or by the train station, where you can buy. There's ticket booths where you can buy your tickets to go on these. They're nice. They have little place to sit and eat in them. Tie your bike up if you're biking and get on where the signs are. And you can hear the tape tour in the background.
Früher die Segelschiffe nach Amsterdam hinein. Ein Weiterfahren war durch die engen Schleusen nicht möglich. Man lud die Güter aus und lagerte alles in den Lagerhäusern, von denen Sie gleich links eine Anzahl sehen. Von da aus lud man die Handelswaren auf kleinere Boote um und verteilte sie in der Stadt.
Some of the houseboats that you see as you go along are actual hotels. They do rent them out, and they're gorgeous. Same thing as a hotel, usually come with breakfast. It would be a fun way to live and to spend some time in Holland that would be different. As we went by here. This is the back side of the floating flower garden that we'll go to later in the week. Beautiful reflections on it.
We are in Amsterdam today. Amsterdam has a lot of historical places to visit, but I found somewhere kind of fun and different to visit. I went to the Poesenboots, which is the cat house. It's a cat sanctuary for cats. It's where they bring the cats if they're strays, and they keep them at the cat house, which is actually on a canal boat, sits on the canal. We all know that cats hate water, but these ones love it because it's their new home. It's where cats that they can't place get to stay for life. They have about 20 of them that stay for life, as well as cats that are brought and then adopted out. This is a fun place to visit. It's open in the afternoons, closed on Wednesday. It is a fun, just cute stop to make if you want to do something totally different.
I wanted to find something different to do in Amsterdam because you know me, I like to do the unique and the weird. So I found Die Poesenboots, which is a cat shelter. There was a lady who wanted to help the cats, and so she turned this houseboat into a cat sanctuary. The cats seem to love to be on the water. Can you imagine a cat sanctuary on the water where the cats float on water? Seems kind of funny, but they seem to love it. They sit out, they watch the water. It's clean. They have cat toys. It's a fabulous little shelter. They give an awesome tour. They'll tell you all about the cats and the history, and they're always, of course, looking for some donations, as it is a cat shelter. So it's a fun place to go and help at the same time. The cat even guards the gate to go in and out of. So if you want to do something fun, I got crap from everybody that went with me because they said, going to a cat shelter on vacation? I says, yeah, this is really unique. And they loved it. So try something different for a change.